I'm not a big fan of Obama. I don't think he did nothing for black folks. I don't think Trump did anything. I don't think Joe Biden did anything or he's gonna do anything.
What are some traditions within your family that reflect your African American heritage, and why are they important to you?
I'm gonna have to say for my family in particular, we always have Thanksgiving at one big house. I don't care where it is, either at my mom's house or either at my auntie's house. We will all fly over there or drive to my auntie's house. We get a hotel, or either if it's too many of us, somebody got to get a hotel, and it sure don't be my family. So we end up either sleeping there, having dinner, and we just catch up. Like when I have, because it's a yearly thing, so we miss out on points of each other's lives and everything. We call each other once a month, and that's not good enough, but it always come back to being united. So that kind of, I'm big on family, so everything I do is pretty much to grow my family, because the reason why I'm in college to take something back to teach my family or to teach my community. So that's tradition I love, is just coming back like as a family reunion or as a Thanksgiving or a Christmas together.
Well, so for me, it's crazy that you said Thanksgiving, because ours is family dinner every Sunday. So I'm Haitian, so our family dinner is AKA Thanksgiving. Every Sunday, it's a big dinner at somebody's house, either an aunt, an uncle, another sister, a brother, somebody's cooking, somebody's hosting everybody. But it's important to me because here, I'm the only one that cooks. So I'm the only one that wants to have family dinner on Sunday, and people are not used to it. But I'm like, no, family dinner is when you wind down, like you unwind all the stress you done had all week. Like you talking to people who know you apart from your work life, your school life, or whatnot. So if I can continue that, and cook and bring everybody together, especially like my friends, like that's the family part that's like really big and important to me. So yes.
For me, it's really like the barbecues and stuff like that. Labor Day, 4th of July, stuff like that. You go over your family's house, you cook, you barbecue ribs, all that type of stuff. And you might do some line dances and stuff like that. So that's basically something that's important to me.
Raina, and I'm African American and Haitian. I would say before you speak, understand, read the room, and don't take things offensively because you do not know what is happening. Like if it's foreign to you, embrace it. Embrace the diversity. Don't just subject African Americans to what you've heard, what you've seen, or what you think you know. Like assumptions about African Americans is incorrect because an African American could be standing next to an African American and they both be diverse. Like they both be different from each other. So one stereotype does not fit every African American.
Can you share a personal journey or moment that shaped your understanding of your identity as an African American?
When I got older and I realized that my whole life in school I was miseducated by public school system. And I realized that black folks have to teach their own in order to go forward, not rely on the public school system to do it, because for some reason I figure that the public school system is like a thing that feeds into the school to prison pipeline. So I really think that we need to do something as far as having our own schools so that our children can stop being miseducated and getting a just a mediocre education, especially in the black schools.
I would say for me, like when I was younger, I've always been not nerd, but I've always been the one to say I can do both. Like I can be academically excelling, but I'm gonna play all the sports. Like I'm gonna play all the sports. I'm gonna do ROTC. I'm gonna go to after school, like with the church. I'm gonna do it all. But when I got to high school, when it was time for me to really embrace the adulthood, like college is next up for you, I realized like all the pressure it shifted. Like people began to deny me, to tell me, oh, this is your last year. What are you gonna do? And it's like life started like closing in, and I was just like, whoa, is this because our high school was called a HBCU, a mini HBCU. So I'm like, is this pressure because y'all know when we get into the real world, this is how it is. Like, this is the reality of it. Like, everybody's not going to open the door for us. There is going to be more people that tell you no than yes. And I just told myself, like, moving forward after my senior year in high school, that when it comes to me completing something in life, I'm going full force. Like, anything that's coming to like the last year or the complete cycle for me, I go full force. I put 110%. I do not tell people my endeavors when it comes to the ending part, because I realize, like, no matter how much people would support us or they cheer us on, like entertainment, at the end of the day, they didn't want us to succeed past them. So when it comes to completing, I go full throttle.
And I want to touch in on a part of when he said about being not educated about our history. I wouldn't say I wasn't fully educated, but I was somewhat educated. I went to basically a PWI in high school, so I was pretty smart, but I was outgoing. So they would like to diverse their school by putting me on the face and doing me having leadership positions and different that. But at the end of the day, I recognized that, but I actually twisted and used them at the end to build my brand.
My name is Mike. I'm African American.
Activism within your community.
I basically feel that if it was African Americans, other groups that aren't African Americans wouldn't be able to do what they can do. Asians, Hispanics, African Americans fought for everybody else, but I feel that we're not getting the same love for everybody else as we did for them. And what's the rest of the question?
And how have you been involved or witnessed activism?
Over COVID lockdown, I've became pretty much what people would call a stereotypical hotep. And so I've been very enriched on my African heritage, on Black history, on Black nationalism. So sometimes I sit up and people ask me, oh, what you think about Obama? What you think about them? I'm not a big fan of Obama. I don't think he did nothing for Black folks. I don't think Trump did anything. I don't think Joe Biden did anything or he's going to do anything. So I'm very, in the political realm, I really educate people on what's going on, because people are very blind to what's going on. And so, so I'm more of like a teacher, more like tell you how it really is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
What are some stereotypes, and how do you navigate and challenge those stereotypes associated with being African American in the US?
The whole part of can't swim, I actually know how to swim. I actually took dedication to teach myself how to swim, because I couldn't ask my parents because they ain't know how to swim.
So it's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We don't go on cruises. Well, some of us do, but we don't never look over the rail. So
I would say, for one, not only African American stereotype, but I grew up embracing being fully Haitian. So growing up, I would always hear, you don't look like a Haitian. And then I'm fluent, so it would be, you speak 2 languages. So, and I would get that both from African American and the rest of the society. So I never knew my place. So the stereotype in itself was just like, okay, am I in this group? Am I in this group? Like, which do I associate myself with? So, but apart from that, I just had to shift the narrative. Like, I am African American, but you can be diverse as an African American. So yes.
Being lazy. It's not the fact that African Americans are lazy. It's not the fact that we depend on government. That's not the fact. It's the fact that for years we've been behind. We're still trying to catch up. And for someone from another country to come here and say, oh, look at what I have and you don't have it, you must be lazy. I did all this, and it's the fact that if you look at the wealth gap, it's literally a 100, 200 year catch up. It would take that long for us to catch up. And where am I going with this?
I understand what you're talking about. Like the system is built against us.
Yeah, it's like it's self-sustaining. You don't. It's built in. So no matter what you try to do, they're gonna keep. It's just a keep. They're gonna keep breaking you down. You gotta keep getting back up, break you down again, keep getting you back up, and it's an ongoing battle. And it's an ongoing battle, constantly. It's always a fight. Like, you know, some people feel like it's always a target on their back. Growing up, you know, also a stereotype that we're thieves. Growing up, my mom would tell me, don't touch everything in the store. Keep your hands to yourself. They don't think you're stealing. My dad would tell me, always get a receipt in case they say you're stealing. Get a bag, stuff like that. And so, you know, don't wear this. Don't wear a hood. Don't wear your do-rag in public. Stuff like that. So, basically we kind of have to always be on our heels, P's and Q's while in public, so it's just so we can be safe, just so we can be left alone sometimes.
And I definitely understood what he talking about being left alone, because this is not really how I dress. But like, if I go into Walmart or like an expensive store, and I always throw my hood on, cause you know it'd be cold or whatever. It's always that's a boom target. Yeah. But if I'm wearing my day-to-day suits and everything, I get left alone. Like, how you doing, sir? I actually they speak to me because they think I'm, you know, I got money or something like that. Yeah, they think I'm one of those. I hate when us African Americans say to other African Americans, you're a sellout, or you're so whitewashed, or you're so white, just because you're intelligent. Mm-hmm. It's not the fact that I was told that in high school, but it's not the fact. I'm learning the system. I'm learning how they function, so I can twist it and actually help my kind of family.
Yes, big on the whitewash part. Like, growing up, I was always told, "Oh, when you get professional or when you're in class, you sound white." And I was like, "What does you sound white mean? Like, what does that mean?" And I'm like, do you mean I'm intellectual? And it's like when people would give the compliment of, "Oh, you're really intellectual," it's like they're shocked. Like, they're shocked that we have the capacity to verbalize appropriately what we're supposed to be saying and speaking. And I don't think that's right, because, I mean, yeah, it's not code switching. Like, I know how to act in different environments, but if I know how to intellectually speak my mind, you shouldn't be shocked at it. I should always be able to verbalize correctly in any setting that I'm in. So,
I am Kobe. I am African American.
What are your thoughts on reparation?
That's crazy. I wanted your question. You wanted mine. Dang. Okay, boom. All right, so we can go all the way back to 40 acres and a mule. We definitely deserve that. And I read in a book called The Black Riches. So it talked about all the wealthy black people that actually excelled after slavery. It was to a point that we almost had an all-black state. So I think we deserve everything that we earned, because, like I said, we pretty much built this United States. A lot of people, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, a lot of non-African American people don't really understand how the system is made against us. A lot of us try our best to do better, but it's kind of hard for us to do better when our environment is terrible. And most of us are a product of our environment. Because how can you prosper in a Section 8 home? You're getting paid, your mom's getting paid bare minimum, but she's surviving. So surviving to you is like bread and water. You feel me? For me, growing up, a grilled cheese was a 5-star meal. But a lot of us, we understand some of our history, but our history hasn't been passed down from back from grandmama all the way down to us. This generation, we not very open to talking about history or talking about how we're not very comfortable. I'm not gonna say most of us are not comfortable with talking to our parents. For me, it took me a minute to realize I had great parents, but I just wasn't open enough to understand where they came from and how the struggle was really real. It's been plenty of times my dad has been, like right now, my dad has been working as a carpenter for over 25 years. And a white man brought his cousin in and he got a higher position over my dad and he's been working there for 25 years. So their system of how they work is pretty much hiring their kind to look over us. So we deserve reparation. This is African American Understood.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment now.